What's going on, everyone? So this season of From has really been about breaking Boyd, right? You can even title this season Breaking Boyd, right? It's just the monsters of this town, the town itself, is really doing everything it can to, with Tian, her death, from Randall, what we saw with that. That's not a coincidence, right? They clearly threw Randall alive on the ambulance to kind of, hey, Boyd, here's your problem, right? Boyd just talked about the guilt he had for leaving Randall behind, which, by the way, he made the right decision. He made the right choice. Did a whole video breaking that down. But you see that they left that for a reason. Now, I still think Randall is going to die. I just think he'll die in Boyd's hands now, and Boyd has to see it, right? This place wants to break Boyd. They want him to see death and carnage. They don't want to kill people behind the scenes. They want to kill them in front of him and show him how helpless and how he's not going to be able to save them, because that's his mission, right? He is so focused, so determined to get everybody out and make everybody free, right? It's his only mission, right? He is on task, and he's not trying to let anything distract him. He's not trying to let anything get him off of that task. And this place's entire goal is to break him from that. So, insert Fatima. Now, Fatima is clearly going through some type of metamorphosis, whether it's through the baby, whether it's through herself. She went from vegetables to now people, and I don't imagine that that's going to stop. I imagine that this is going to continue to be a storyline and driving force throughout this season, and maybe even bleeds into season 4, right? This is another way, in my opinion, to further break Boyd, right? How does Fatima affect Boyd? Well, she's married to his son, and as she starts to change, as she starts to break, as she starts to become whatever she's becoming, that now is going to put pressure on Ellis. That is now going to put Ellis in a bind. It's going to put Ellis in a spot to where, he might have to make a decision whether to kill her. He might have to make a decision to cover it up. He's going to have to, at some point, this is going to come and rear its ugly head, and he's going to have to figure out what is he going to do with Fatima. And if Fatima dies, that is going to break Ellis. That is going to take Ellis off the board mentally. And guess who has to now deal with that? Boyd. Boyd would be all Ellis has. And here's the thing, right? Again, Boyd has this mission. He has this belief. He is the guy that is going to keep the town intact. He cares about that more than anything. His wife lost her marbles because of it. He ended up having to take out his wife and then continued the mission. Right? It wasn't like, no, it made him go even further into the mission. It made him even buy in even more into the mission. So much so that it caused a rift between him and his son. And he didn't stop the mission to go and work it out with his son. No, he continued the mission. It brought him into the mission even more. And all of a sudden, there's all this peace, there's all this joy, there's all this happiness. Colony House is living their best life, and the town is thriving, and there's this sense of peace. Because Boyd was focused and just, eagled, laser-eyed in on the mission of, I need to keep everybody safe, I need to create order, I need to try to get everyone out of here, right? Ellis now, if he breaks, becomes a distraction from Boyd. Now, Boyd is not going to be able to focus and be in on the mission the way that he needs to. And so now FROMVILLE can operate as such. Now, FROMVILLE can do things and break Boyd in other ways, start picking people off. Because now Boyd is distracted. Boyd isn't focused on the mission. Boyd isn't focused on the target. Right? He is now not thinking about, I can't let this place break me. He's thinking of, I need to fix my son. I need to help my son. I need to protect my son. Because here's the thing. Why don't they just kill Ellis? Why don't they set a trap to lure Ellis? Or why haven't they gone after, if you wanted to break Boyd in concept in theory, you kill his son, that's it. Because all that would do is make Boyd hungrier. It would make Boyd even more focused. Boyd has nothing to lose now. Boyd no longer has distraction. Boyd no longer has anything to take him away from the mission, which is to get everybody out. Boyd could care less about himself. If he has to die in order to get everyone out of FROMVILLE, he'll do that with bells on. He would do that with a smile on his face, because that's the mission. That's the goal. He is a soldier. He is Mr. Fix-It, right? He is the guy that goes in and solves the problem. And he hasn't been able to solve this yet. So if you're FROMVILLE, are you better off killing Ellis? And now Boyd has nothing to distract him and now can just go 110% into the goal? More than he probably already is? Or do you end up breaking Ellis? And by breaking Ellis, now he is so broken, Boyd has to deal with it. And now there is a distraction for Boyd. And how do you break Ellis? You break Fatima, right? You turn Fatima into a monster. You put Ellis in a position where he has to kill her or Boyd has to kill her. Imagine if Boyd is the one that has to kill her. Imagine what that could do on Ellis and Boyd's relationship. Imagine the blowback and aftermath of that if that were the case. Again, follow the pattern of this season. The season is about breaking Boyd. It's what it's been from the opening episode, from the opening moment. And literal decisions are being made by FROMVILLE to try to break Boyd. To see how far can we push Boyd before he just snaps. Right? Killing his son is not going to break him. Killing his wife didn't break him. Yes, he saved his son, but then he got right back to the mission. Even harder than he ever did. Ellis was living his best life in Colony House. It wanted nothing to do with his dad. And his dad didn't care. I mean, his dad went numerous times without even seeing him because he focused on the mission. That became his mission. That became his goal. That became his distraction from his son and all that, right? How do you divert Boyd off the path? You're not going to just break him in this. If he was going to break, he would have already broke already. So what do? You start taking out the people that he wants to save. He wants to save everybody. You're seeing it. You kill Tia and make him watch. You make him make the tough decision, even though the right one, on Randall. And then, oh, no. We're not just going to kill. No, we're not going to kill him or eat him. No, we're going to rough him up just enough for you to see and witness what you caused. And then he's going to die, but he's going to die with you. Right? Let's see how that impacts you. Now, Boyd's got to deal with that. Okay, well, all right. It was the right call. I can justify it, right? Boom, boom, boom. Stay on the path. Stay on the mission. Right? Okay, well, now, if you do whatever you're doing with Fatima, and then you turn Ellis into a pile of mush because he either had to kill his wife or his wife, whatever, ends up getting taken out by Boyd or somebody else or whatever, and now Ellis is just a wreck. Ellis is just destroyed. Once again, like I mentioned, he becomes a distraction. Now, once again, he becomes a problem for Boyd that Boyd is going to have to deal with. Boyd is going to have to... Now, it might not be where Boyd's spending every waking moment, every waking second on his son, but he is going to be distracted in a moment. And if Boyd ends up not dealing with it, goes like, I can't deal with it, and his son takes himself, right, and takes himself to the woods, if you get what I'm saying, it's YouTube, I got to be careful how I phrase it, right? If his son walks himself to the woods, what do you think that's going to do for Boyd and his psyche? I maybe could have helped him. He was broken, right? Like, again, it's just adding fuel to the breaking of Boyd. This entire season is about breaking Boyd. You need to he is laser focused. How do you break that? You break his son, and now that's the distraction that causes Boyd to get off track. and now starts making decisions that he might not have made, starts letting people get killed that wouldn't have gotten killed because he's distracted, and now he's got to clean up that mess. You put so much on his plate, he can't deal with it. He has too much to deal with. He can't focus on just one singular thing. He's got, the townspeople. He's got the town. He's got to keep order. He's got to, and they're already doing a good job of putting it on his plate, but he's been able to manage. You get rid of the son, at least in the mental capacity, then now that becomes a problem. It's all sunshines and rainbows before, right? All right. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with my points? Do you disagree with my points? Do you think, yeah, that makes a ton of sense, that kind of the route, that would be kind of the case, right? As we saw with his wife died. It just caused him to be even more focused, even in the detriment to his son. Do you think, no, take out his son and see what the after effect is? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.